So basically, I was hearing stuff about the Victoria show yesterday that there wasn't the best turnout there.
Oh yeah, it wasn't packed, but it was. I thought there was a nice crowd. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't consider it a failure. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that there was. Yeah, I mean, we want every show to be sold out, but I didn't expect it to be. You know what I mean? Like, when's the last time I was in Victoria? I think it was there like once. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I didn't. I think with me, the way things seem to be for me is that I have to do like a lot of grassroots work to like just cultivate my fan base and keep things going. So it's just like, you know, the more I am in an area, the more like the word of mouth builds, and then more and more kids come to the show. And you know, having taken like 3 years off from going there, I think that you know, probably affected it a little bit. But I think that the kids that came there were, I would say about half the crowd, or maybe, I don't know, a little over a quarter of the crowd came to see me for the first time. So that was really cool, you know, because anytime you can get, you know, a bunch of people in there that haven't seen you before, and then, you know, they ask for an encore so that, you know, they enjoy the show. So I consider it a success. Hopefully next time I go back there, you know, hopefully we'll sell it.
And with that sort of environment here, do you have a different mind state you find yourself seeking into because of the crowd?
Every venue I walk into, I'm giving new ideas, like about how I envision the show. Like, I might want to start off with a different song tonight than I started off with last night. When I got up on stage yesterday, like last night, I thought that the song that I started off with wasn't the right song. You know what I mean? But being that it was the first show of this tour, I didn't want to, like, you know, change it up too much and have my community worrying about new transitions. You know, we just needed to kind of go for what we knew. You know? But yeah, I think that every setting inspires like different type of show. You know what I mean? Like, last night I came out with the hoodie on and just got, you know, real grimy on them. You know, it came out real dark. I mean, tonight, who knows? You know, I'm rocking the bright orange Ivory Coast shirt. Maybe this is how I'll stay. Maybe I'll change into something else. Maybe I'll take a different approach. But it all, you know, I'll see what the people are like when they game. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
Did you follow the World Cup?
As much as I could, I only saw how many full? I probably saw 3 full games. That's it. I saw Italy versus Germany, which was a great game, and I saw, of course, I saw the. Oh man, Zidane kind of broke my heart. I blinked right when you did that. Zidane, you know, kind of broke my heart, like with getting kicked out like that. I mean, I couldn't believe he did that. But then again, I'm just like, you know what? I kind of like dirty players.
Yeah, there was something about that particular move which was...
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, he laid that guy out. It's just like, yo, man, if you're going to do something to get a red card, you know, do it like that.
And he did it so perfectly. Yeah, he did it when the cameras weren't on him.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was crazy, but unfortunately, you know, the refs saw it. And, I mean, obviously not a good move, you know, because he got rejected from the game, man, in like the second overtime, right before shootouts, and I mean, who knows? Maybe my dad was actually telling me that the guy that missed the penalty for France was the substitute for Henry, but he was, right? Okay, so if Zidane was in there, it actually ended up not making a difference, you know, right? So, you know, you got to just look at it like that, man. And you know, I'm sure that I wonder what the response has been since he went back to France. So, if people feel like he's a disgrace,
I'm not sure. But the fact of the matter is what does he care?
Yeah, what does he? I'm sure he does, though, to an extent.
But in terms of he's made his money, he's got his legacy. He still won the Golden Boot, the best player of the tournament award.
Yeah, he did.
He did that. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, watching him play is just a whole other level of the game. I mean, to me, like when it first happened, I was caught up in the emotion of the actual game, and I was just like, damn, I really wanted, you know, I wanted France to win. You know, and I was like, damn, it's legacy. And the press tried to play it up like that too. But dude, you know what? I watched that World Cup game in '98 when they beat Brazil. He scored twice, and he scored once in this game. So it's just like, what can you really say about what the man has done on the field? He clearly is a cut above every other player. Like his control, his vision of the field. I mean, you know, if people want to like take away, you know, how many years has he even been doing? Like what?
I think like 12 years.
12 years of like heroics and that's like quality play. If that can really be flushed down the drain on one play, I hope I never do anything wrong. I mean, because I'm 9 years strong in this game. I hope if I do something stupid one night, it doesn't make me an asshole all of a sudden. So, you know what I mean?
And sort of going on from that, How do you feel with people only thinking you as a political rapper?
Oh man, I hate it. I hate it, man. It's just, it's a hole I dug for myself because I just happen to be passionate about I think socio-political issues. I'm passionate about a lot of other things. That's why on this record, took the opportunity to do songs like Wash It Up and Long Distance because those songs, I would have to say that those songs probably represent me as much or more than anything else I've ever done. I mean, Wash It Up is a beat I made myself, which obviously is going to represent me, but not only is it a beat I made myself, but it's like represents, my Bajan roots, my family's from Barbados, and I just flipped a stuff I've never done before, and I just spoke about some actual real life shit, you know what I mean? Just talking about, intimate situations that kind of like went wrong, or that went well, surprisingly enough to me, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that was just as real as it gets for me. And then Long Distance, I mean, I can't really think of a song that really better defines my adult life as a musician. It's just like, ever since I've been, when did I start this? Damn. 97 I started putting out records. By 98 I was touring. Anyone I was involved with from 98 to 2006, it's been a long distance relationship, period, you know what I mean? And when you're involved in a situation like that, it's like, it takes a lot of things to keep a relationship together. I've successfully had, one 2.5 year relationship, a 4.5 year relationship, you know what I mean? And I'm proud of those, it's like, I don't know what other people consider like success in a relationship, but I think if you can be happy with someone, like really blissfully happy for any period of time, it's a success. Hopefully when it starts to go sour, you decide to cut the ties before it gets really sour. It's debatable to me whether or not I did that. I probably let both of the relationships go a little bit too long, but I mean, I think passion is the driving force, man. So, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and that's absolutely true. You go away, you're on the road for a long time, talking to someone on the phone, even your perception of that person changes. You become like this fantastical, like you just, everything, you just can't wait to get back home. And, I just think that if your lady's at home waiting for you, you walk through that door, you got to make a statement. You got to let her know, I missed you. This is why you don't mind waiting for me, because, you're the goods. So,
and sort of with that, do you ever see a point, or do you maybe have a point in your mind whereby you're going to end your tour and you're going to slow down music so that you can concentrate on something like that?
Oh, I mean, I already have slowed down the tour. Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously, this tour was 2 weeks on the East Coast, and I had about a week and a half, or over 13 days at home. And then now I'm back out on the road. So, I mean, I just made that decision to, I got, it's like, I'm a very family-oriented person, so it's like, if I can just get the time to just go visit my mom and dad, play with my dogs, a little something. I got two little chihuahuas at home, It's like, that's very important to me, to just have that time to decompress. And also, I learned a big lesson after the touring for Emergency Rations and I Phantom. I got wrapped up in like a 3-year tour blizzard, like I couldn't stop touring. I didn't understand it. I was still young in the game, and I wasn't used to that type of success that those records had. And I just, at one point I realized, I was like, wait a minute, like if I don't tell people I'm not going to go on the road, I will literally never stop touring. And so I had to put the brakes on. That's when I did the Perceptionist record, and then I started touring again. I had to put the brakes on that to make more mega. But I think I got a rhythm down now. It's like, it's been a record a year since Perceptionist, and I already have another record mostly written. So, yeah, it's valuable to be at home. I think it's as valuable to me now as being on the road. I think if you can consistently put out product and balance that with a steady dose of touring, that's how you win.
And I've read that the Perceptions was sort of tentatively for 3 albums.
Oh yeah, it initially was, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, we've taken it. We're on I don't want to say we're on a song-by-song basis, but we're looking at it like, okay, Acrobatic and I, we have to make a decision, like, are we going to do another album, and I'd like to, and he would like to, but I think the issue is that he has a solo album coming out in February. I would like to put out another album next year, and it's we're gonna have to tour all of 2007 to support our new projects, and then we gotta find the time. I would like a Perceptionist album to be out in 2008, but it's a matter of a lot of things have to match up. It's like the label's got to be ready to do it, act's got to be ready, I've got to be ready. We've got to be hanging out a lot too. I don't believe in just coming together on some business shit and be like, hey, let's make this record now. We got to be hanging out and doing all the things that we were doing as far as like having a tight friendship that we were doing on the first album. When we made that record, we were on tour all the time. We were hanging out, just doing whatever we do. Having a lot of laughs. And I think that chemistry is the most important thing. When you look at like Tribe Called Quest, when they made Beats, Rhymes, and Life, you could just tell, man, that Tip and Fife, their friendship was suffering. They're just the exchanges that you used to hearing them have. Just like something was missing. You know what I mean? Plus, they included Consequence, which was just a lot. But I learned from stuff like that. I studied. I'm a big fan of music. I just think that you got to learn from mistakes that you've made. You got to learn from mistakes other people have made, and try to go forth with as much knowledge as you can. So hopefully we get together and get
Do you find that we briefly touched upon it before the interview? Do you find that weed helps with your creativity?
No.
Okay, no.
Sometimes it wakes me up if I'm feeling sleepy. Maybe in the morning. No, I wouldn't say that at all. I just think it's a different zone to be in than being completely sober. I don't really drink. It's like for me, I'm a lightweight. If I have one beer, if I have 2 beers, I'm binging. It's just like look out for that guy. I don't get wild or anything like that. I just, I think I just don't like losing control either. I had those days in college where I wilded out, and I'm definitely afraid of throwing up for some reason. And the fact that drinking leads to that, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. I'm cool with the beer and smoking is something I only do at home. Occasionally, every now and then on tour, I'll smoke a little bit. But I've had like some bad experiences with throat infections from like smoking too many spliffs on tour and stuff like that. I'm just like, you know what? I can wait till I get home to smoke some, or to smoke from my mom or whatever. So it's just, I think I'm pretty used to being sober and creative. I don't even know if I was high at all during any of these records. Actually, I'm trying to think. Maybe Entrance of Colossus, I was smoking a lot. Emergency Rations, I don't even know if I was smoking that much during that. I mean, if I buy a quarter bag of weed, it's going to last me at least 3, 4, 5 months. So, take a little pinch, put it in the bowl, smoke that, I'm woozy all day.
How do you feel about the new Def Chicks when they keep their pharmacy and stuff? This sort of removal of the artwork. Well, not the removal of it, but not being
the physical copy.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I just think that reflects what's happening in the whole industry. I think it's, for me as a musician, it's got me. I'm losing sleep because I'm just like, wow, I can't make CDs anymore. They're becoming irrelevant. There's a whole generation of people now, kids now, that physical copy doesn't really, they don't have that, I guess, that legacy or that history of going out and just really wanting to get like a piece of vinyl and be like, wow, this is the album, or a CD for that matter, or a cassette, like how, what I've come up through. Kids are just like, they'll download it. They hear new albums out, they're used to just going to a site and getting it immediately, and usually not even paying for it. So it's really tough and it's scary as a musician to know that that's going on, but the shows are kind of what are I think the most valuable asset for a musician now is like, you got to have a good show and a show that people want to come to. But I think, what Jokes is doing is they're just staying current. They're keeping themselves on par. We're trying to be ahead of the rest of the music industry.
How much involvement did you or do you have with your art?
How much involvement? Oh,
yeah.
complete involvement. I mean, a lot of people helped me make suggestions. Like LP was there, making a lot of suggestions. I mean, we were talking about the artwork before. I mean, probably when we made the first song, we started talking about the artwork. But but it all has to be okay, I guess ultimately it has to be okay by me, but I always pass it off to L and some of the people at the label because we're a family. I mean, it's been we've been doing this since 2000 together. So I mean, I respect their opinions as much. You know, it's like my opinion and theirs, right, side by side. So if I disagree with something, and you know, it has to be unanimous. We have to be like, that's what we're looking for. So it's a good situation. Yeah. I'm very happy with our work for this record. I think it looks very mature, and like, you know, I finally put my lyrics in an album. So I'm glad I got off my ass and did that. So it's a good situation.
Cool. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've been working on for the next one?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've just been working on a record that's just completely insane. It's just like, you know, this record. If this record is considered, you know, serious, well, this record. Oh, if Omega is considered serious, this record is as quirky. You know, it's like, it's just kind of intentionally, completely off the wall, you know, just out there. You know, like I'm kind of looking to albums like Paul's Boutique and De La Soul is Dead to like for this kind of the energy and the vision of what I'm trying to put together with this one. It's just like really, you know, it's just a record that starts off with like a whole lot of comedy, and then I think it gets kind of psychedelic, and you know, it's all over the place. But it's just, I feel right now like I'm making the best record I've ever made. So,
do you have a title at the moment?
Yeah, but it's just so far away.
Oh,
It's like, I hope I'll get it out next year, but heaven forbid I don't. And then I hate having my ideas just floating out there.
Yeah.
So I know what the title is, but I just can't say it yet because, you know, I don't want to jinx myself, and I don't want someone else to use it before I get to. So yeah.
Do you have any last words that you want to put to your fans that are going to be watching this?
I would just say, just thank you for 9 years of fun. This was my dream, you know. Back in '94 when I was in school, and I was like, hey, you know, I was in there with the rest of the kids just trying to, you know, opening up the curriculum guide, trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life, and none of it applied to me, and I knew that I wanted to be a musician, and I think that I'm still here because of my fans, because we have a good relationship, you know. There's just like a lot of love. Like I've always taken the time to just talk with the people that come to my shows, and they've always taken the time to share their thoughts with me, and I just want to say thank you. It's been a great ride. I'm ready for another 9 years. You know what I'm saying? I feel energetic. I'm hungry as ever. I got all types of visions up here. So, you know, thank you. Thank you. This has been the greatest gift of all.
Thanks a lot for being with me, man. I was wondering if you possibly get drunk as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The site's called MVRemix.
Yeah. Okay.
So anytime is perfect.
Okay, cool. What's up? This is Mr. Lif, representing real hard for MVRemix. Y'all keep watching. Peace.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.